So let's talk about something now. And I'm sure people, as soon as I'm going to say this, people be like, oh, these people are a pile of fools and a pile of cunts. If you may use that word, a strong word, but I suppose it would, as soon as I say the word, the revenue. Yes, the revenue. Great bunch of lads that come around and harass people for money. And, if you don't pay on time, they put interest on and the biggest crooks going. The same as the government. But anyway, the bigger crooks than the government. But anyway, the same crooks, to be honest with you, but they are a small bit bigger than the crooks in the government, if that makes any sense at all. But anyway, every part of the government's corrupt anyway. So I was talking to this, business owner, very small business, very, very small business. Just a very local shop, a local shop, you go and buy your biscuits and your tea, your tea bags. You buy a bit of coal and the rest of that. But, it's very local, very rural shop in, in the middle of nowhere, to be honest, in a small town in the middle of nowhere. And the revenue agency was only open a few months, and the revenue agency, they decided last week. They decided, let's call down to him and let's see why he hasn't been paying for the last 2 months. And he hasn't got a letter or anything from them, and which is, it's a joke that they came down and were like expecting straight away for him to hand it straight to them for the last 2 months. And you know what? And he had proof. He had proof. They never sent them an email. They never sent them anything. And he had proof. He showed them proof saying there's not. They said nothing. They said that we owe. Basically, he said, they never said that they wanted money or anything like that. And, he was right in kind of saying that. But you know what they done? They decided to close his business for today and take whatever he had in the till. Which is, it's just great. It's really tuggish. But what can you expect from gangsters, to be honest? They're more or less gangsters, these revenue agents. And obviously Cavan people know very well what revenue agents are, because they literally go up into the mountains as soon as any revenue agent comes up to Cavan. They usually end up in the back of an ambulance, but anyway, that's a story for another day, all jokes aside, but seriously, thankfully, we got it sorted out and he got paid and, they buzzed off. But he did have to lose out in the day of business because of these pile of fools who think they own the country, which they probably do own the country, a bit of the country, I suppose you can kind of say. But and what I'm trying to say here, they don't give small businesses a chance. Like the Power Gin, they think they own the gaff. And, they don't give them a chance. And we have to be honest, they don't give them a chance. Like, this business is only open 2 months. And, they don't give them a chance to, build up. At least he had money saved up and he paid them off for that. And obviously there was nothing said after that. And I wouldn't mind, but, they could go down to the big companies that are in Shannon or up in Dublin, Google headquarters. Yeah, they're missing a lot of money. There's a lot of money not being paid to the Irish people there. Google can go on forever, the amount of American companies, the amount of foreign companies that are in Ireland. And, basically just here for free gifts, to be honest. And, you ever see a revenue agent up around there? It doesn't make much sense. Does it? I don't know why. They decide to harass small business owners. And you know what? They wouldn't target the big industrial companies that are making billions upon billions a day. And you know what they're like? Let's target some old paddy down the country that couldn't fight, that has no money to get a lawyer. There's no money to fight back. We target him. We not target Google. No, God, no, they're a sin. That'd be a sin if we done that. This is what these clowns are taking when they're in the offices and the revenue agents. This is what we pay our, the revenue for. We pay them to think like a pile of, tuggish. At least if we get some gangsters off the street, at least they might do. They might be a bit fairer, might have a bit more humanity. Like, these clowns don't have any humanity. And it's simple, they don't have any humanity. And, I'm not saying to people, if the revenue, obviously you have to pay your share. And as simple as you own a business and everything, obviously you have to pay your tax. And, whatever else you have to pay to the state. Obviously, I'm fair enough with that. But, harassing business owners that are only after open the shop, give them a chance. Give them a chance to, build up their business. And don't be harassed. Like 2 months, and they went and harassed them. Give them a chance. My good God, give them a chance. Honestly, if they came up to me and I said this to the man, I say, Google. What about Google? I just say Google, simple as that. Google. And it wouldn't, they wouldn't be able to say anything. I'd be like, why are you on Google headquarters? They owe the Irish taxpayers so much money. And they'd be like, we were told by the boss not to go. And I'd be like, well, you're going now, because I'm going to make you go. If you don't go, I'm going to throw you into a horse. Which would end the problem, to be honest. But usually many revenue agents come with guns around Cavan because they're that afraid of Cavan people, because they usually just run up to the mountains. And they usually start Guerrilla Warfare attacks on the revenue agents. Like, literally, it's madness around here when there's revenue agents around. Like, the whole town just scatters. Like, you should see Cavan Town when a revenue agent comes into the town. They're like, oh god, it's the revenue agents. And they just literally run up to Mount Nugent and they stay up at Mount Nugent. And they don't go back until he's gone. Bit like the Celts. They don't really walk. They don't really walk, they just ponder around and they just move every so often. At least we can take a bit of a laugh out of it, I suppose you can say. But all well ends well, I suppose, for that man. At least, he got them off the, he got them off the doorstep and back up to Dublin. They can go with the money, and hopefully he won't be bothered again. But I'm just saying, give them a chance. Like, God knows, give them a chance. Everybody deserves a chance, to build up the business and not to have, the revenue bearing down on them like a pile of, desert. The way you live a body in the desert and whatever you call them, hawks or whatever you call them, eating at the bodies. And it's simple as that. Give everybody a fair chance. A fair chance is, everybody deserves a fair chance. Anyway, this country.